we're gonna take a cuticle pusher, and what I do is push back my epinecium first to the other side. Then you want to take your e-file. We're going to change out the sanding man. This is an old one. And this is a fine sanding man that I just added on there. We're going to remove the shine off of the nail next. And it is on a very low. So I have a Young Nails drill and it is on number 3. Very low. And it is in the forward setting because I am right-handed and I am doing my left. So I like to go on the base of the nail and around underneath the epinecium to remove the dead cuticle underneath. And then we're gonna do the rest. So you go around underneath the epinecium, remove the rest from the nail, from the rest of the shine. I like to go around underneath the epinecium just in case I miss something. But do you see how I'm using my ring finger on my right to hold the pinky, and it gives me some more stability. It's all about practice. It's not going to be easy right away, but you have to keep practicing to get it right. I'm going to remove all the dust. I'm going to do the other one. So this is my Young Nails. It's going to be hard to see, but this is my Young Nails drill. And it's so hard to see with all the lights, but it is on 0, 0 because I turned it off. But we're going to put it in a reverse setting so I can take my left hand and do my right with it. So reverse and turn it on. But we're doing the same thing and we're going around. And you want to do your non-dominant hand slower to be safe. Same concept, you're going underneath the cuticle to remove as much dead cuticle. You can pull back your skin to get underneath a lot better. Take some cleanser, take a manicure brush, cleanse the nails, and get them ready for nail tip adhesion. So they're all clean, they're getting dehydrated at the same time, and we won't have problems applying any nail tips. For today's nails, I'm going to be using D&Ds. I just got these off my local nail supply. These are usually the ones I use for almond nails. That's the nails I want to do today, so that's what we're going to use. And these are just the natural tips. What I do like about these are that they are a little flimsier, but for some reason these types of flimsy nails do apply a lot easier on your nails. We are going to be using Katie's glue today to apply the nail tips. I'm going to take my scissors and cut a little bit of the end of the top to size the nails, you guys. And I like to start with my pinky. I look at the ones that are a lot smaller and I'm like, okay, these look like they will fit my pinky. Just to guesstimate, I take one and I'm like, okay, that one looks pretty good. If you were to take this one, I don't think this would fit very well. So they're not sidewall to sidewall. There is a lot of gaps on the end. So if you were to take this one, for instance, it looks pretty good. You can use this one. So now it's between these two because this one looks pretty good as well. So it looks like it'll be number 8. Number 8 is the better fit for me. I like to take a little bit and put it on the tip itself. And you can spread the glue and apply on the end. To make sure you're putting it on straight, I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's size the next one. I'm going to guesstimate it's this one, which is number 6. And it looks pretty good. If there's a better one, I would always add the one that looks Like it fits a lot better. So number 6 looks like it's fitting perfectly. And to fit it and it not being crooked when you're doing it on yourself, you apply it at the very tip and make sure that before you press it down, you are putting it where you want, and you'll get a perfect nail tip application that way. So this is what it looks like when one hand is done, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the next one. Make sure you are resizing the other hand just in case it has a different size than your opposite, because just because one hand is an 8 on the pinky doesn't mean it is on the other ones. This one is a little crooked, so it's so hard to do your your dominant hand when you're not. To remove it, you're going to take your scissors, you file it down. And this does happen a lot when I'm doing my own nails. You take one of these, nail wrap, some cotton, some acetone, and you hug it around. And you just give it a minute and it should be okay. So let's remove this and see if it came off. It does come off easily. So there are many ways you can cut your tips. I used to use one of these tip cutters. I don't really like to use these anymore because I feel like using one of these, you can DIY this yourself. This will help you get a better, accurate tip size on each nail to match. So today I'm gonna just do medium, and it gives you a great guide. Super easy, so you just take it there. It's definitely a lot easier to do this on a client than yourself, but it is not impossible, like I said. So the first black line is short, and there's medium, so we are going with medium. Whenever I want to do almond, the best thing I do to get it to easily shape it or pre-shape it is, this is a curved one. If you were doing coffin with these tips, you would want to get a straight edge one, but because we're doing almond, this is gonna help kind of like cheat our way to file it down, because just be careful when you're doing this. But you see, it already gives you somewhat of an almond. So you should have something that looks like this. And then we're gonna take our file and you just reshape the shape that you just made. So you go to one side and then to the other, so that you're not over filing on one side. This is a 100 grit file. I actually would prefer a 180, but this is what's near me right now. Okay, so now all of the tips are applied and shaped to the desired shape that I wanted, which is almond. So we're gonna go ahead and take our sanding band again and our drill, put it on number 3, put it back to forward, and you're gonna blend only the nail tip. Yeah, I like to blend the whole tip. I do the same thing, and don't touch the natural nail if you can, because we do not need to be going over the natural nail multiple times during the process of applying acrylic. You can really damage your nails. I've been there so many times. Dust it off. For the application, take your manicure brush again. Okay, for today's color, I decided to use Perfect Nude by Valentino. For our primer, we are going to use Young Nails, and this is non-acid, so it won't burn your skin like the traditional primers used to. Just polish it basically, just like that, and you really don't need to put it on the acrylic. You just, on the tips. You just really need to apply it onto the natural nail. Monomer. I'm dipping it. I like to spread it and make sure it's good to go. So we're gonna do the pointer to show you guys. What I like to do is take a bead of acrylic and make it a bigger one. The liquid out, and this one polymerizes a lot faster, so we put in the middle. I like to pat it down a little bit and then start kind of patting it down the rest of the nail. And then drag it down now that it has some strength. Clean it up as I go. That's my first bead right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take a second bead, a little bit smaller, remove the excess liquid. I'm gonna place it on top of that one, and little by little I'm gonna push it back. And I'm also kind of tucking it underneath and pulling it down. So we're just gonna reshape them, kind of like pulling the skin back here and removing any acrylic stuck to the skin. That would be bad. You can get a lot of lifting with that. And we're just reshaping by going underneath the nail. So do the sides first, side walls. You can push it back with the file if need be. And then just reshape. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this extra fine carbide bit, put it into my drill, and I'm gonna put it at number 6 on my Young Nails file sheen. So what I do first is go around underneath the cuticle, be very careful. Then I go on the body of the nail, and I like to make sure I'm doing the sidewalls too. Alright, so I'll go around, make sure you guys can see. Not like this, but like this, so you're not really messing up your natural nail. To the rest of the body of the nail. The fake or the artificial enhancement, if attached to any skin, the skin does have natural oils and will start causing the nail to lift. Last part here is to buff right before applying the gloss. You want to make sure you're buffing very nicely, kind of like if you're going around the cuticle as well. And underneath. And I keep calling it the cuticle, guys. It's the epinecule. Take some Young Nails cleanser. And you want to go underneath all of the nails as well to add the top coat. So I'm going to be using this one from Coupa. I love this one. This is my favorite. So in order to apply the gel, you don't want to put too much, and you don't want to put too little, but you're literally kind of like pushing it back, kind of like if you were applying the acrylic. And then feathering that down, see better. Okay, so all we gotta do is add some cuticle oil. This is just my cuticle oil that I have for my website. The link is down below, but I just added it into this little, pen that you can take anywhere. So if you do order a bottle, I could send you one of these little empty pens if you would like, or I will have them up on sale on the website soon, just the pen itself. Some lotion from Young Nails. That is how I do my own nails with acrylic. So I hope you guys love this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.